24 hours. You know how we do. We got to stay with our boots on the ground, getting this information. I wanted to tap in with why the CIA chief, what is his name, Radcliffe, was in Russia having a meeting, not with Vladimir, but I guess his counterpart. I don't know if that's the KGB. I don't know who it is, but he was over there. And so, then Donald Trump tried to downplay it, say it was it's you know, something that they do every year. I don't know. He tried to downplay it like it's nothing, major and, this, that, and the third. But other people's is saying, they believe that Vladimir Putin is ready to take some of his frustrations out on NATO, because they've been arming Ukraine and they like y'all fighting a proxy war through Ukraine. You're arming Ukraine, especially Britain and France. Y'all giving Ukraine these missiles and they're attacking inside of Russia. And so we don't want to, let's say what it is. I'm not just at war with Ukraine, I'm at war with NATO, you know. And so people's is believing that, some are speculating that the CIA chief was there to, to relay a message not to attack any NATO countries, you know. And that's, it's a possibility. It's a possibility, but if Russia can't beat Ukraine by itself, what makes you think it could beat NATO with the United States? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's just not possible. You can't even beat Ukraine. So if all them nations is strapped with way more military than Ukraine, Russia is just like the United States to me. You know, they history. Is other more powerful, and Ukraine is doing Russia, pretty, but strategically, damn near the same, but the only thing is, well, goddamn it, Iran have bombed a lot of nations over there, military bases, so they doing damn near the same thing. You know, you got a thirsty young nation that really fighting for its survival, got way more fight, than Russia, got way more fight than the United States. Strategically, they doing what they got to do to stay in the war. That don't necessarily mean they gonna win it, but you didn't want it anyway by pinning a supposed superpower. And Russia supposed to be. It might not be economically a superpower, but militarily, it's still considered to be the number two nation on the planet. Motherfuckers got over 5,000 nuclear warheads, and and all, they ain't got the mass production that the United States, but they still got a few toys. They still got a few toys on that submarine game, and a few of them planes. They still, they have, they're a threat. You could believe that they're a threat to a motherfucker. So, uh, yeah, but for the CIA, because I'm thinking to myself, I mean, Russia has made itself known to, they don't fuck with NATO. Donald Trump want to pretend like Vladimir and Xi Jinping and all of them. They don't give a fuck about Donald Trump and what he talking about, man. They know he's a narcissist, and they play, and they know that could be a strategy of Donald Trump to try to pretend they on a good footing and shit, and they really not. Them Russians and Kim Jong Un, they don't give a fuck about Donald Trump. They know he, talking a good game, and he talking a good game, and so that's his way of, I guess that's how he strategize when he trying to work his deals, and so he talked this good game, and maybe he talked people into the deal. I don't know, but these are some serious poker players. Vladimir, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong Un. Yeah, these are some serious poker players. So they ain't gonna be, they not gonna be fooled by, this talk of friendship and all that to let your guard down so he can think he can work, because Donald Trump want to be on the top. You know, he admires them motherfuckers because he wants to control the United States like Vladimir controls Russia. And Donald Trump coming out of that German background, you're not gonna tell me that they didn't idolize Hitler, Mussolini. Yeah, yeah, that's how he act. That's just how he act. He act just like either or. Mussolini, uh, Hitler, you know, that's the type of power he want. He don't want to be and work by rules. None of them really want to work by rules. But Donald Trump is most definitely he wants to be king. He don't want to be no damn. He want to be Caesar. He want to be the Führer. That's what he want to be. And so, for him to be, and so why is the CIA chief, just over there, at a heated time like this? Some people just saying that he was also sent to, deliver a message to Vladimir Putin not to aid Iran with strategic information. That is also something that has been said. It can't be verified, but this ain't just no routine trip. The CIA chief on a routine trip with one of his greatest enemies, adversaries. Yeah, this ain't, them motherfuckers trying to hack in. They just had a major hack. Just had a major hack. But Xi Jinping is his friend. And this is a state-sponsored Chinese hack team that's state-funded. And so Xi Jinping most definitely then signed off on it. How in the fuck? He ain't gonna let nothing like that ride unless he signed. How that's your friend? Kim Jong Un just the other day let off a goddamn missile. He don't give a fuck about nothing Donald Trump is talking about. You know, so all of that is just a means of trying to lower the guards of the speculations of the people, and but you left out in the cold because they're gonna show you just like Kim Jong Un shot off a missile, even after he scaled it down. You scaled it down, he still shot off a missile. So I mean, you might as well go full body with his ass. Let him know shit. Y'all motherfuckers come across this line down here, we got something for your ass. I mean, he gonna shoot him off anyway. So shit. You gotta let a motherfucker know you ain't scared of him. So I don't know, Donald Trump, and this CIA move, something going on. Ray was talking about he was over there they talking about hacking this goddamn hacking this midterm election. So is that the case? Is Donald Trump trying to get Vladimir to help him out with this midterm election? Ain't no telling. Some people say Vladimir helped. What was it? The first time? Yeah, they say Vladimir helped him the first time. That's what they said. Said, yeah. But possible, most definitely possible. As weak as the infrastructure is, and China done hacked into every major fucking department in the United States government, hey, shit, anything's possible. Maybe they got the ability to set the, and if that's the case, then I mean, you don't know who winning shit. If that's the case, if they could just hack into the president or the presidential run the run for president, senate, and all of that, and they can get in there and change the votes and shit. Man, that's crazy. What the fuck is really going on out here? But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all coming to check the general out. Make sure y'all get over to Patreon, and I'll see y'all real soon. Boom. Black Power.